Okay, so another misty winter morning. Oh, they want to, because these don't need ullage, so I'm going to wait. This one will ignite first, obviously, decouple it. But I think I'm going to separate these decouplers out. I know I said I'm going to hot stage them, but I think I'm going to decouple them separately, so I can choose when to ignite them. They shouldn't destabilise. Obviously this top one needs to be hot staged. But that one is basically not going to be used for much more than ullage for this stage. Okay, so full throttle. Check the map. Okay, full throttle. So 3, 2, 1. The atmosphere should keep it stable. Already had 12 kilometres before this final stage ignited. Not really much I can do about that. It's not bad though. Just short of 1,000 kilometres. So that's 470 kilometres, which is pretty easy. 2,940. So I'm still accumulating funds. Not losing money at least. I'm going to zoom up to the top. At the top I'm just going to do a little bit of science, just if I can. If there is any. No, I forgot to set note, didn't I? Never mind. No, there's nothing there. Don't think there's going to be anything else as far as the barometer or the thermometer are concerned either. That's 900 kilometres past, 9,400 plus 13 reputation. Before that, 800 kilometres, 8,400 funds and 12 reputation. Nothing else to be had though. just wondering if a larger liquid stage on the bottom would work. But that's not bad. I'm doing this step by step, so like I said, stick with sounding rockets for the time being. And just try different things, different parts, different combinations, try and increase the altitude. Try and get those sounding rockets with actual sounding rockets. I could build a liquid stage, but it'd be much larger. And it wouldn't be in keeping with the term sounding rocket. But I suppose a larger sort of first stage, a liquid first stage, rather than using SRBs, might actually benefit. But sticking with the same tech. So the same engines as this, but clustered with a larger tank. I wonder if that would work. Might work out better. So I'll head back to the Space Centre. So I'm just going to take this sounding rocket contract just to help pay for the next launch. It's only 460 kilometers, should easily make that. That's 1100 kilometers. I've got 90 days to make that. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take that. I've got to 970 kilometers. Oh dear, what did I just do? Never mind. So the tech node still has 77 days. Almost 78 days to go. So that is not important. So I'm going back into the VAB and put something together that can go slightly higher, hopefully. Okay, so now I'm just wondering if I get rid of the clusters and do another liquid stage, like I said just now. Before I left the flight scene for the last mission. If I do a much larger next stage. I don't know why this should have a shroud on it. Oh, there, of course it does. I wonder if this is the 5A. I'm going to do S6. Let's say we have that just for now. Clamp off. So I'll take this off here. But I might need. No, I shouldn't do. I shouldn't need any more. It's not exactly a very good shroud, is it? It's not exactly sort of knitted to there. But never mind. Okay, so if I do. Oh, no, I don't think so. Nice, but a bit too large for what I need right now. Yep. Stop looking around. No, I could. I'm gonna use two. It might be a good idea to use two of these. I need to adapt the actual shape of this. So match that to there. Bring the length down, I think. Or should I? Actually, that's okay. Default type tank now. But does this need to be pressure fed? This one become reliability, flight, active part, rated burns only 10. Doesn't actually tell you if it's. Doesn't actually tell you if that's pressure. These engines are pressure fed. Which is this? It's the Aero Blade, but it's the next version of it. AJ 10-27. That's the 40, that's a larger version. This pressure fed this one. So I may need to switch it from default. Yeah, ullage, pressure fed, a little more pressure fed. Damn. But the thing is, it'll tell me if it won't ignite. It's got no ullage, got no pressure. I'll leave it as it is for the time being. Go with plain white. I'm going to put rigid attachment. I do need to decouple this. So I think I do. Yeah, I thought I do. So why is that shroud enabled? Alright, decoupler. Now I could use one of these. That way I could just wait to decouple. Well, not wait to decouple, wait to ignite the actual second stage. But it could use. It could sort of cause problems. Yeah, it could cause problems, alright. The size of it. Let me just turn the shroud off. If I turn the shroud off. Come on, thank you. Attached it. It's a really weird way. It's an awkward. Once you get used to actually doing this, they're actually pretty useful. When I say pretty useful, actually incredibly useful. So the top can come right down, bottom come right down to match the next stage below it. Just check that. Yeah, that's perfectly melded on. Then use surface attachment. If I'm allowed to. I need to go a little bit higher. We have to turn. Where is it? Decouple. Yeah. But I don't use the sort of staging in the same way. That's top DC staging. You can turn all that off. So that is 1.67. That's a full tank of fuel above it, and it's still going to burn for 7.7 seconds. That's giving you plenty of ullage, 130 meters a second at 1.67. Obviously that's without an engine attached, but I can't see that dropping below 1 on thruster weight. What I need. Well, that's enable top DC stage decoupled staging. That's confusing. It says enable there, but it's actually enabled. If this wasn't enabled, that wouldn't show up. So don't auto decouple. Auto decouple true. Decouple false. I don't want auto decoupling. So I use normal decoupling. So I've got to fit a decoupler above there. But that's okay. It's all doable. Something I don't want to happen is for it to decouple with the flipping engine attached to it. That's pretty obvious. So what you can do again, like I did before with the chute, you can remove this. Say if it's attached this, so you just put it there. Use this tool to align it. Make sure this is on not smooth movement. Oh dear, it doesn't work like that. Oh dear me. No, it won't work now. Damn it. Because it's not directly, it's not up. It's not, oh good grief. Oh dear. That won't work. Damn. That's the other thing when you start messing around, so I'm going to have to take this apart. The only way to do it is to take this apart, get a new probe core or telemetry unit. Yep, there we go. Come on, get me it. OPC new telemetry unit, there we go. Let's put that onto there. No, it's the wrong flipping one you've got, you Burke. It's the other one. Well, I take it should be that one. Sounding rocket telemetry isn't that right one for those motors and the actual default tanks. But that's fine. Using procedural tanks, it makes no deal of difference. Come on, give me the. Phew. Now I can do what I wanted to do. So it's completely vertical. So it should align properly. Oh, that. How did that go to smooth? Because I did it. Okay, that should be in the middle. And it shouldn't be taking up any. There we go. So I've got a node directly above that motor now. But the motor won't decouple with the shroud. Is it better not though? There we go. Got this motor inside the shroud. Phew. Okay. So now, no, but not just yet. So it's attached that. No, we need to decouple first. Come on, come here. Yeah, I like to use a manual decoupler on the other side of one of these. Means I've got full control. There's no automatic decoupling because a lot of times it can. Well, previous times I've used this, it can decouple the top before the bottom, and it can push this up into and then destroy the launcher. So I've got decouple. Well, I shouldn't actually decouple anything. That should actually just. See if I can turn this off. So auto decouple is off. Disable bottom DC stage. Well, where's the actual disable? What's on there going on? Coil is disabled. Transparency enabled. I don't know what that's about. Toggle auto decouple event engines. That's enabled bot top DC staging. And it's actually disabling it. Weird. And what I normally do with these is I sort of put them into a action group rather than messing around. Go with grey again. So I think this is down, height, diameter down so it matches the bottom of the shroud. Alright. Phew, that took enough time. So that's the second stage sorted with ullage motors. But I am going to just pop those. Well, that can decouple automatically by itself. That's not a problem. It's this. I want to activate the engine. Because using these can actually, use up an action menu. So it's an idea to add action groups anywhere. So you can actually program your action groups while you're in flight. It's a good idea to do anyway. Because you're setting up sort of orbital construction, you're bringing something together, and then you want to set up your action groups for when you want to leave orbit. So I'm going to put these to decouple and decouple. So 1 pressed. Once it's one for about 2 or 3 seconds, you press spacebar and activate the engine. Of course, that engine needs to go underneath there. So that motor inside will activate before this possibly may decouple by itself. But I like to make sure. So you press 1, 2 or 3 seconds in, once you've got a green light on the motor, you tap spacebar to fire this motor inside here. Then tap 2. Although, spacebar should work, but it might not. I just like to make sure, so I press number 2 and it decouple it from the bottom and from the top. Phew. I don't know why action menu is causing this red sphere to appear. I'm still not figuring out what's going on there. So, do I have any of the tanks to use? What's SSTU? It's a Juno one. No. Make your redstone is a little bit into the future. And that, no. Can I? No, I can't use tweet skill on that. Okay, well, never mind. I'll just stick with what I've got. So I don't need it to be a cone anymore. So I'll keep my cylinder. I'll keep it with fuselage just for the time being. We'll bring it down, as in Delta V. Unfortunately, not much I can really do about that. Using pressure-fed engines, but then again, have I got another type of engine? Should have. What do I have? I'm going to keep it in the sort of spirit of a sounding rocket rather than something that's attempting to make orbit, because that's basically all that it is right now. I'd rather cluster those motors together. M5. No, I don't think that's not going to go too far, is it? RD100. 1-to-1 copy of the AFR. Nice though. And quite fitting for something this basic. Let's just take a look. RD100. Get rid of the shroud. So RD103M, 220, 248, 500. That's 490 at the same ISP. That is 428. So that is definitely the most powerful one. So I'm gonna go with that. I'll buy some research as well, some reliability. Which engine is this? Which is it? Ethanol 90, liquid oxygen. Right, that's fine. I don't know exactly which one to use. So that's that one. 6.3 seconds. It's a tad excessive. Is that over the side there? No, that's just fine, that. So that's okay. A little bit squat. So I will increase that length. What is the runtime of this? 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Phew wee. I don't think it's got the lift rate, the actual lift power. Good grief. We're over 6,000 meters a second. We're nowhere near even 20 seconds. Phew wee. Going whole meters now, I think. Yeah, I don't think that's going to actually be very stable. So I think to increase stability, I'm going to make it slightly... not a cone. Yeah, I might use a cone because I want it to sort of taper off at the top. 1.1. I should just about do it. Oh, I can't actually see the... Good grief. I don't know what these globes are about. So as you go into the action menu, to see action menus up, for some reason you get these spheres appearing. I don't know why it's doing it. So that's only 20 seconds. Crikey. 7 meters. I think I better increase the width at the bottom. Nearly 7,000. Damn. Yeah, I think you're supposed to actually attach this to a thicker... Yeah, I think I better widen the... Well, I'll set this up first, so it's exactly the same. Put it to 4 meters, and make it slightly wider at the bottom. That's only 54 seconds. We're down to 33.49. So another... it's gone from 7 plus. So about halfway there, aren't we, I suppose? Bring it to 60 seconds. That is well under what it's capable of doing now. 1 minute 10. Bring it to 1 minute 30. Come on. 1 minute 30, just slightly over. 1 minute 30 seconds. So 90 seconds worth of burn. Now off the top a little bit, I think. Just a touch. 33 days to build this though. Yeah, I'll have to start investing in some sort of personnel, some manpower in the VAB. I've got to empty this out. Every time you change the shape or the the size of a tank, it's best if you set it to 90. If you empty it out and then refill it. Not quite that far. 1.2. That's right, spot on. Okay, so we've got ullage. We've also got to decouple that obviously first. Ullage, spacebar, then 2 on the action group menu again to decouple the shroud. This could go absolutely amazingly, or it could go absolutely disastrously. Needs some stabilising fins. Some basic ones, I think. Don't want quite that size though. About 60. That should do. I need to do that. Let's put them for some put across where a slight overlap as well. Right, where are we? Rigid attachment on. Put these on rigid attachments as well. And on that, shouldn't interfere with any movement, such as the gimbal. Attachment on there, yep, attachment on there. Just check this. Make sure disabled. No point having that on anyway. Haven't unlocked any of the control nodes. So yeah. We still have lead ballast. Yeah, so that's fucker. Lead ballast here as well. No we don't. We've got fuel here. That's okay. Need the clamp attaching. Or clamps. How do you deal with that? Well, it's a very good question. So I've got these fins on the bottom stage and that's not bad, 7,819 meters per second. Wow. Oh, I see, of course. 1 minute 20 seconds. How the devil? 7.7 seconds. Oh, of course, yeah. I won't actually use that. Not on the stage, anyway. There we go, that gives us the correct Delta V, but I wouldn't rely on it as far as space. Space bar's only for this stage. Dropping away. Tap 1. Space bar after ullage. tap 2 to decouple this and keep the engine running. Oh, that's the theory anyway. So that's 34 days now. Alright. So it should work anyway. So now I need to attach a clamp. Clamp. Which one? Do I do that one? I did before. It's just a sounding rocket still. Yep, run it, then that. But I'm going to attach one of the... There we go, that one. Oops, there's it. I don't want it to collide with the fins though. Oh, that's pretty close. Yeah, I don't like the idea of that colliding with the fins, so I'm going to put it right down there. There we go. So fuel is enabled. Rigid attachment obviously is off because you want it to decouple. Alright, that's the S6. If all goes well, that should go. I mean, that is. I mean, 6,500 meters a second roughly is orbital velocity. This is well over. But obviously, when you're going orbital, you're going laterally, so you're not pulling against the Earth's gravity so much. But you are fighting against more atmosphere because you're going closer to, I won't say on, it's not on the horizon, your nose, but the nose would be closer to the horizon than vertical, which is pretty obvious. But we're going to leave this vertical, because I want as much out of it as possible. And in 1 minute 18 seconds, we are going to be well clear of the launch pad. Just the actual rotation of the Earth will mean that this will come down somewhere to the west, as opposed to the east. Crikey, it's a flipping big one though, isn't it? It's a little bit bigger than the last sort of sounding rockets that we've used. Which is actually weighs 22.822 tons, 18.9 meters high, and 2.5 meter diameter. Damn. Well, only 18 parts. So this goes well. I'll stick some signs on it, hopefully. But like I said, the danger of doing that is that if you get a contract that needs you to return signs with some assigned value, you'll fail that contract every time. That's the only danger of sort of grabbing all the signs. Okay, when I'm done, I believe that should be it. That's decoupling that. So technically I'd rather decouple that just before I decouple. Yeah. Because obviously when this fires up, it's going to be using the fuel. The whole point of having this attached isn't just for electric charge replenishment, it's also to make sure I've got enough fuel in this stage. So that will decouple there. I might as well. No, the danger is if I decouple that a split second, this could split second decouple slightly after this, cause the whole thing to sort of go over. And you got a big bang on your hands. And a damaged or even destroyed launch pad. Okay, I'm going to build this. So it's 34 days, 30 hours, 30 minutes and 23 seconds. That's over a month. I'm going to have to go and upgrade the well, not upgrade it, but hire more personnel. So let's head out.